Gather around. It's time for the show to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is...
Hey everyone, my name is Jason.
Hi friends, it's Desiree Josen.
Alright, there were so many matches this year that were just too much.
So this won't be a shocker because we've had a handful of really awesome matches that we just can't stop talking about.
How many times have these guys fought? Like it's been quite a bit.
I've been saying this all year. They're just so great to watch. We saw the heel turn coming, and then when it happened, nice and bloody, both dramatic and beautiful.
You are now entering the ring with Shoots and Ladders podcast.
Shoots and Ladders Spotlight Special WrestleMania Edition, John Cena. What's going on, everyone? My name is Jason.
Hey friends, it's Desiree Josen.
Alright, the most talked about superstar right now is John Cena, and rightfully so. The WWE creative team has decided that John Cena will main event WrestleMania for his final WrestleMania, and rightfully so. We've decided to do a special Spotlight edition where we count down John Cena's best WrestleMania matches. What are your initial thoughts, Des?
Well, I think this is perfect timing just because Mr. Cena decided to do a heel turn that we did not see coming. And I think that was probably one of the coolest and the best things that we've seen in a really long time. And, I can imagine what this Mania match is going to be like for this year. And yeah, let's get to it.
Absolutely. And it's so cool that John Cena, who's headlined many, many WrestleManias, and his final WrestleMania is going to go up against Cody, who's by far at the pinnacle of his game. So we're talking about two legends. And then real quick, one thing that really stood out to me was the fact that everyone on this countdown, at least for me, and I'm sure you as well, he has fought legends. Legends upon legends, like all Hall of Famers and people that we're going to talk about for years to come.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we're going to roll on to the actual countdown. Who's your number 5?
Okay. All right. Let's go with... I'm looking at my list and still trying to renumber them, but I think I'm confident in this. I'm going to do Cena and Batista.
Ooh, nice.
Mania 26. That one was just because of the storytelling and the quality of the match itself. Because the entire time I thought Batista, and I'm sure the rest of the fans, we really thought Batista was going to win. And then here comes Cena in the very end with a submission and then made him tap out, which is huge. So, yeah, we'll go with that one.
Love it. And what's really cool about that particular match is you're talking about two wrestlers that basically mirrored each other. They started off with WW together. I thought it was really cool. Obviously, they had that Royal Rumble where they both got eliminated and kind of had to redo it over. Controversy about that, but I actually enjoyed that match as well. I was considering putting that on my countdown, but it just missed the gut. But yeah, good choice. All right, my number 5. The match itself wasn't anything spectacular, but this match definitely literally elevated John Cena to a new level. It's versus JBL at WrestleMania 21. Yeah. And the main reason why is it's pretty simple. He won the title. And I remember actually being there's certain matches where as a fan, because if someone gets a world title, they get pushed to an upper tier status. I love John Cena. I love the Thugonomics angle. He was making me laugh for years. Here's the other kind of cool thing about that. That particular era of wrestling, I would say the end of early 2002 till about 08-ish maybe. I think wrestling would kind of hit a lull. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for John Cena, I think it would have really sunk to a new low. And I think John Cena kind of carried them up. And I really do think that giving him the title was a smart move. And he basically was the main eventer from that point on once he beat JBL for a long time. So I thought that was a very significant match in his career.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because I just had a conversation with my brother yesterday about that. And he specifically said that time period. He was like, I didn't watch it just because I didn't care for it. It wasn't entertaining. But the only thing I remember was John Cena.
100%. So, yeah, seriously. Yep. Yeah. I would wait for him to come out, do his rap, because I just thought it was the most creative, funniest thing, and everything else was just kind of bland.
Yeah.
They were basically trading titles left and right. I mean, the only other match that really stuck out in that lull period, I remember Undertaker fought Matt Hardy, which I thought was kind of cool, but there were a few matches here and there. But to be honest, I really do think John Cena kind of carried him during that lull period.
He definitely did. Yeah.
All right. So that being said, who's your number 4?
Okay, this one is just a lot of it's for personal reasons, but I still love it. It's the triple threat match with Cena, Randy Orton, and Triple H. Obviously, Randy retained that title. It was a good cat and mouse kind of match, but with Triple H being the face, Randy being the heel, and this was Cena's first Mania loss too. So that's always a good one. But yeah, we're gonna go with that.
I was in attendance.
I know. I'm so jealous.
Spoiler alert, that's actually on my list.
Yeah.
All right, so then my number 4 is going to be WrestleMania 22. So the following WrestleMania after he beat JBL would be against Triple H. And the reason for that is I would have put money at that time. I think if all wrestling fans remember, they were, no matter what the storyline was, Triple H was just going to take the title. And I honestly thought Triple H was going to beat him. He earned his stripes, whatever the case was. And John Cena made him tap. And I just remember all of us that were watching were just in absolute shock because it didn't kind of resonate. None of us really expected. I remember John Cena lost to Edge when Edge cashed it in. He beat him again, and then I think most people thought that Triple H was just going to just take it right back, but wasn't the case. And again, talking about elevating John Cena, the year before he wins the title, the following year he defends it successfully against literally the head boss man at WWE. So I just thought that really said something.
That one's on my list too.
Okay, fair enough. Like always, we have not seen each other's lists. Just an FYI to the audience. Okay, then who is your number 3?
All right, we're gonna go with WrestleMania 28, Cena versus The Rock. That one's in Miami.
I was in attendance.
I was just about to say you were there. I mean, how can you not love Cena and The Rock? And it looks like we're going to get a little bit of that this year, hopefully, too. This is the one where The Rock beat Cena, of course. But yeah, this one was it's just like a dream match for us fans to see two icons with such big personalities. And the crowd loves both of them. So you're playing that game of who are we rooting for? And it doesn't matter who wins, but then it does. I don't know. That one always sticks out to me.
I want you to hold that thought because FYI, this is on my list, and I'll explain very specifically why I want to get to it.
Okay.
All right, my number 3. This is a personal one for me too, just like it was for you. John Cena versus Randy Orton versus Triple H in Orlando. That was the very first WrestleMania I attended. I specifically remember John Cena had a local Orlando band play his music, and he came out. The production value was awesome. That was at the Citrus Bowl, obviously. Loved it. I was a little surprised. I didn't think Randy was going to retain. I know you were happy, and the way he retained, he punted him and pinned him. That was definitely a little intriguing. I wasn't necessarily the happiest about that finish. I really do think at Mania is a time for a title change, but they obviously had Randy retain, and eventually him and Randy feuded. But yeah, I thought that was a cool match because again, John Cena, Randy Orton, Triple H. These are 3 of the greatest of all time in the same ring. You can't beat it, and I was in attendance. I was so thankful for that.
So blessed for that.
All right, we're counting down. Who's your number 2?
Okay, well, I believe we just talked about it. We're going to go with Cena and Triple H.
Nice.
I mean, like you said, 2 huge heavy hitters, and we automatically assumed Triple H was going to win. always assumed that, and that wasn't the case. So that was a huge win. And that was Cena's first like main event for Mania. So, I mean, beating the game, that wasn't a bad win at all. So
That being said, I have a feeling I know who your number one is, but that you picked a great match. Okay, the next match, my number two, and I don't know why, but I honestly forgot about this match. And then when I rewatched it, I was just taken back. I mean, again, we're talking about legend against Mr. WrestleMania. So we're talking John Cena versus Shawn Michaels. That was I completely forgot about that match. I seriously, and you're talking about seriously, two of the greatest of all time. Shawn Michaels is a high flyer, risk taker. John Cena, does a lot more groundwork, but they made it work, and it was absolutely legendary. The countdown that I was reading a couple countdowns, they actually had this as his greatest WrestleMania match. I was blown away. And I don't know why I forgot about it, but then when I rewatched it, I was like, whoa, I was just taken back. And I'm so glad that they did it, because how cool is that they had these two legends wrestle each other.
Yep, 100%.
All right, number one for you. I think I know what it is.
Well, I mean, I think I'm having some deja vu here. It's Shawn Michaels and Cena. Back in 2007, what was it, WrestleMania 23?
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it is a little bit of favoritism because it's Shawn Michaels, but he's Mr. WrestleMania. So how can you not expect to see Cena and Shawn Michaels not put on a fantastic show? Before that, they were tag team title holders together, and then they went against each other, which was really fun to see that same year. And then, Shawn lost by submission. And even though that's disappointing, two great storytellers. And again, with the same feel with The Rock, you're both cheering them on at the same time. And you can't be disappointed by what you're going to see. I think it was one of the best Mania matches.
Yeah, 100%. By far, one of the greatest of all time. Like, just overall matches, whether it's Cena or HBK. Mm-hmm. And hats off to HBK for putting John Cena over, because obviously I think HBK was dwindling down
towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end. So that says a lot about him. So I had a feeling that was number one, by the way. Okay. My number one, and like I usually do, I cheated.
No.
But I wanted to arc what we previously discussed about how, hey, John Cena and The Rock, you have fans that love both. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I had no choice, because to me, WrestleMania 28 and 29 were the same.
Hand in hand, yeah.
Yeah, they really were. So this is how I cheated, but I'm happy that I did cheat, because I have them both as John Cena's greatest matches. Multiple reasons. First off, the mic work that both John Cena and The Rock did against each other, you can argue that was the greatest those are the greatest promos of all time. That was the greatest feuds of all time, and the crowd loved each of them. I couldn't find a flaw in either of the mic work setting up Mania 28. They set up Mania 28 a year before, which I don't think they've done since. And I was in attendance, so that's another reason why I chose this. It was electric that night. There were fans of both. Obviously, it was in Miami, so The Rock got the home field advantage. That was an epic match. I really did think that it took Cena to another level. John Cena's at the peak of his game, so for him to put The Rock over when he probably didn't have to, I thought that was a good, big move by him. What I really loved about it also, though, fast forward, The Rock did the same thing for John Cena, and John Cena capturing the title and basically redeeming himself. I thought that was brilliant storytelling overall. I don't know if they planned it exactly like that, but whether they did or didn't, they executed it well. So that is my number one. It's both WrestleMania 28 and 29.
That's fair.
All right, and what are your final thoughts?
Well, I mean, it's sad to see, to know that Cena is, retiring, and this is it. It's an end of an era. That doesn't mean that he's going to completely go away, but If he does, or if he becomes a part-timer, I know he's going to end with a bang with this Mania match, and I am so excited to see what kind of show he's going to put on. I cannot imagine. After Elimination Chamber, this is going to be insane.
Yeah, absolutely. My final thoughts. Look, the countdown that we had. I mean, each one of these matches were against legends. Like honestly, absolute legends. One by one, Hall of Famers, guys. We'll talk about forever. Some of the greatest matches of all time. He's been wrestling since early 2000s, so it's definitely time. Especially we've said from the get go. Anytime you can transition into something less harmful to your body, by all means do it. He seems to have that opportunity. So don't cry that it's over. Smile that it happened. Thank you, John Cena, for all you've done.
We love you so much.
All right, that actually wraps up this episode. What are your thoughts? What were your favorite matches of John Cena during WrestleMania? Please DM us at the Shoots and Ladders. Like always, please like, share, and subscribe both on YouTube and Spotify. Once again, my name is Jason.
I'm Desiree Josen.
All right, until next time, have a blessed day and a blessed week.
Bye, friends.
Shoots and Ladders. Follow us for more content.